Hi guys, it's Paula and I hope you are doing well. This is going to be the April Shopping Our Stash collab. I do this video with Elizabeth and Mercedes every month. For the month of April, we decided to go with lime green. It was Elizabeth's request and I thought, perfect, something nice and easy, something I don't have 500 of. That sounds perfect.
Mom, where's my lion?
I don't know. Because time is very precious these days and I don't have time to really sift through all of my eyeshadows the way I would like to look for specific colors. I found five. I found 5 lime green eyeshadows. That's probably 4 too many. I don't have a need for a lime green eyeshadow all that often, but I do have 5. I also pulled a bunch of shadows that were lime green adjacent, so maybe we'll swatch some of those. But let's start with the 5 that are definitely in my book lime green. The lime green that I decided to play with today came from this palette right here. This is the Urban Decay and Kristen Leanne collaboration palette. It's called Kaleidoscope Dream. This is my first time using this palette ever, and I kind of loved using this palette. It was a lot of fun. Here is the palette right here. And I started out with this shade in my transition / crease area. I put this on the inner half of my eyelid and I put this deep blue on the outer half of my eyelid on top of the blue in my Did You Pan My Battleship. So very pigmented, very creamy, almost like a creamy formula that blended together really nicely. I felt like the blue and the green really overlapped nicely. I had a lot of fun playing with this palette, and like every palette that I try out, my first thought is, what project can I put this in? Can this go in pan in every palette? Can this be my pan that palette for next year? I want to work on this because this is fabulous. So I had a lot of fun playing with this palette today, and this is the lime green right here. It is called Lime Time, so that's the one I will be swatching first. And look at that. There it is right there. The next lime green I found is in my Sephora Ombre Obsessions palette. It's one of those weird pans that has an ombre effect to it, but I am going to swatch right here all the way on the left where it is the limest of the greens. There's the 2 shadows next to each other. That's the Urban Decay palette and that's the Ombre Obsessions palette. They're pretty close. There's the Sephora Ombre Obsessions right there. Next is my Juvia's Place Zulu palette. And if you guys are familiar with Juvia's Place, I'm sure you're not surprised that this palette was going to make an appearance because look at that green right there. That is a showstopper lime green. It is amazing. I have not used it yet, but that gigantic pan of lime green is pretty impressive. Wow. Wowie, wow, wow. That is fun. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Look at that. It just puts that Sephora lime green to shame. All of a sudden, that Sephora lime green that was perfectly fine to me 5 minutes ago looks like garbage compared to that Juvia's Place one. That's amazing. Okay, next is Weekend Festival from BH Cosmetics. I'm going to swatch the shade Neon. This one right here. It looks a little bit more golden than green, especially next to that Juvia's Place one. Yeah, isn't that something? Look at that. It doesn't look green at all now. When I'm looking at it right here, it looks very green. But yeah, it looks really gold now. That's interesting. And the final lime green is from MAC Cosmetics. It's a pigment in the shade Chartreuse. I don't think I've ever used this. I'm pretty sure that's my first time opening. Yeah. It is completely clean. That is my first time even opening this. That's crazy. Oh, that's very, very pretty. Oh, wow. Look, wow. Look at that. has like a white flash to it. Look at how reflective and wow. I'm kind of impressed by this guy. All right, so those are my 5 lime greens, and after swatching the BH Cosmetics Weekend Festival, I think I might kick that one out too and say I only actually have 4 real lime green eyeshadows, which again is more than enough lime green for me. But let's look at some of the other ones I pulled and swatch them just for fun. I have this little Mary Kay quad. It's a sample, and the shade is called Lemongrass. And there it is right there. It doesn't look like much. It almost looks like a white highlighter or something. I have my ColourPop Telepathy, which is pretty crumbled and beat up. I did a video all about my top 10 favorite Super Shock shadows, something like that. And in that video, this fell out of the pan while I was filming and crash landed on the floor. So that's why it's a crumbly mess. This is a little bit more olivey than lime. Yeah, there it is right there. I don't know. It's gorgeous, but I don't think it's a lime green. Not when you compare it to like the Juvia's Place or the Urban Decay or that MAC pigment. I think a similar shade to that Telepathy from ColourPop is in another ColourPop palette, and it's in the Good Sport palette, the shade Ebb. I think it's probably a lot like Telepathy, but I will swatch it and do a side-by-side. Oh, very similar. A little bit greener and a little less gold. There's Ebb and there's Telepathy. So more green, less gold. My Tarte Make Believe in Yourself palette, I have the shade Marvel. It's kind of like a metallic sage green, not really a lime green. But any excuse to smell this palette is good with me, so I pulled it so I could smell it and swatch it. This is a kind of green that I like very, very much. It's like a silver green, but not really a lime green, kind of more of a silver green. I don't know if this is really a green at all. Is it yellow or is it green? I don't know. Sphere from the Prism palette. Kind of like a green-yellow hybrid, but again, I pulled it just for giggles. It looks very yellow when I swatch it. Yeah. More yellow than lime green. This is starting to look like a very nice palette though, isn't it? That's the funny thing. All the little differences, when they come together, they look beautiful as a whole. Electric from my Subculture palette, that duochrome shade right here. I always consider that like a lime green, but again, is it really lime green? I don't know. I don't know. There it is right there. That is so pretty, and my hands are looking rough and dry, but when I show you the swatch, it looks so smooth and buttery. It's so pretty. Okay, I think I'm just about done. Let's swatch my e.l.f. Aqua Beauty Island Breeze palette. I have a green. I think it's probably like Telepathy or like Ebb from the Good Sport palette. This one down here, not really a lime green, more of a golden green. Very, very close to Telepathy. There it is down there, and there's Telepathy up there. They're like dupes for each other. That's crazy how close they are. I have a lot of shades like this that I would not consider lime green, but I don't know what, like a minty green. I have a lot of minty green shades like that. I'm not even gonna swatch it. It's not lime green. It's minty green. All right, the last one I'll swatch is from the Too Faced Life's a Festival palette, and it's called Fireflies. Another like golden green shade. I do like these golden green shades. Oh my gosh, gorgeous. It's a lot like Ebb from the Good Sport palette. There it is up there. Oh my gosh. You guys, my hands are so dry. Look at how beautiful that is looking on the, oh my gosh. All right, so I'm sticking with my original story. I really only have 4 true lime greens, although that last one is really close. All right, guys, I'm calling it. That is everything I have that's even close to being a lime green, and I think some of these are definitely not lime green after seeing them swatched. Some are definitely more like a greeny gold than a lime green. The true lime green ones are definitely the MAC pigment and the Urban Decay and Kristen Leanne and the Zulu palette from Juvia's Place. And that Zulu palette is just stunning. But I really enjoyed the Too Faced swatch and the ColourPop swatches. They're nice. They're all nice. I like all of them. They're beautiful. This was so much fun. I had so much fun shopping my stash for these beautiful lime green colors. I had so much fun creating this eye look with the Urban Decay and Kristen Leanne palette. I really like that palette, and I did not need it. It was one of the last palettes I bought before I started my low buy, but I had a lot of fun playing with it today. I kind of wish the Naked palettes use the same formula as that Urban Decay and Kristen Leanne palette, because I think I would like the Naked palettes even more than I do if they performed the way that these shadows performed. All right, guys, that is it. I had so much fun shopping my stash for lime green. I will leave Mercedes and Elisabeth's channels linked down below so that you could check them out and see what kind of greens they have in their stash. I bet we have some similar palettes between the 3 of us. Looking at you, BH Cosmetics Weekend Festival. Looking at you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.